UFC Fight Pass is your ticket to more than...
The UFC, the world leader in MMA. Experience it on FS1.
The Octagon is back home in Sin City, where tomorrow the Las Vegas Strip plays host to the most important Ultimate Fighter finale in its 24 seasons. Why is it so monumental? Because the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, Demetrious Johnson, puts his record-breaking title reign on the line against the tournament winner, Tim Elliott. Plus, the Ultimate Fighter coaches throw down in the co-main event. Former title challengers Joseph Benavidez and Henry Cejudo fight for divisional position and to squash a blossomed rivalry. The FS1 Ultimate Fighter finale weigh-in show starts now. Tomorrow they fight, today they weigh in. Welcome to the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. I am Karen Bryant alongside Ultimate Fighter Season 1 finalist Kenny Florian and the reigning, defending UFC welterweight champion of the world, T-Wood, Tyron Woodley. Laura Sanko is on location as well. And Ken Flo, I gotta say, take us back 11 years. You were on the eve of your own finale.
Wow, it was simpler times back then. I think I had less scars, less swelling, but I was so nervous backstage. I remember hitting the pads, and I was gassing out after 30 seconds. Big moment for these guys.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you didn't win, but Ken Flo, it sure did work out for you.
Yeah, it worked okay.
Yeah, all right, all right. Well, T-Wood, from one champ to another, we got to talk about Demetrious Johnson. He has successfully defended his title 8 times. That is twice as many as you want a champion who is currently number 2 on that list, and he is looking for number 9 tomorrow night.
I think looking is an understatement. He's going to go in pure seek and destroy mode. You know, his goal is obviously to set that record, not only to break it, but to set it so high that it's almost impossible to beat it. And just having that focus, that's why he's a champion.
Yeah, and technically, the guy is just perfect. There's no weaknesses. Imagine game planning for someone like Demetrious Johnson. He does everything beautiful. This guy's been on a win streak for a reason, and one of the most impressive mixed martial artists I've ever seen.
Well, you remember the game Street Fighter, you pick up the pipe, you pick up something on your way to the Octagon to try to take this guy out.
I think that's the only way, yeah.
In our co-main event, though, we have top-ranked Joseph Benavidez taking on second-ranked Henry Cejudo. These guys are both looking at another title shot, in the hopes of it anyway.
Well, this is a very interesting style matchup for Tim Elliott, a guy who does a lot of things that you'd say, well, he's not technically perfect, but he's very unorthodox in his approach. He's also tall and rangy, and the last time Demetrious Johnson lost was against a very unorthodox, tall and rangy fighter named Dominic Cruz. Now, I'm not saying Tim Elliott is the same as Dominic Cruz, but he does have a similar style.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do have our co-main event, Joseph Benavidez taking on Henry Cejudo. Both of these guys, as we know, have had a shot at Demetrious Johnson. They're looking for another one.
Well, I love this fight. First of all, we have 2 amazing fighters here in the co-main event, but it gets even better because they do not like each other. They really want to punch each other in the face. I expect emotions to be high, and I think this is going to be a nasty fight here, Tyron.
I agree.
Yeah, you agree. I mean, this is the thing. They both really started to get in each other's faces during the season. It will be no love lost. I'm expecting a pretty good stare down from them. They officially weighed in earlier this morning. We are going to hear their weights and get one last look at our fighters before tomorrow. So let's send you to Vegas, where John Anik is on the mic. This is going to be good, folks. Stay with us. A lot more show on the way after the guys and ladies weigh in.
And now we present the weigh for the Ultimate Fighter finale. Johnson versus Ellenberger.
What is up, Las Vegas, Nevada? Great to be back in the fight capital of the world. How about a hand for the Octagon girls, Chrissy Blair and Vanessa Hansen. Greatest matchmaker in the world. For my money right there, Sean Shelby. Our man Bob Bennett bringing up the rear here. All right, let's get things going. We begin with the UFC Fight Pass prelims. First up in the UFC light heavyweight division, Josh the Sandman Stansbury versus Devin Brown Bear Clark.
Devin the Brown Bear Clark is a wrestler boxer that trains out of Jackson Wink MMA. He's a former junior college national wrestling champ and has good speed and power with his striking. He's confident heading into this fight and expects to take out Stansbury.
The official weight for Devin Clark. And his opponent, please welcome Josh Stansbury.
A member of Team Joanna on Tough 23, Josh Stansbury has won 8 of his last 9 fights. Growing up, his mom owned a carnival company, so Josh would travel from city to city working every single week. He said it's a work ethic that has paid dividends in his MMA career.
204.5, the weight for Josh Stansbury. Next up, the featured bout of the Fight Pass prelims in the UFC middleweight division. Elvis the King Mutapcic versus Anthony Lionheart Smith.
Anthony Smith has a go-for-broke fight style that makes him a constant candidate for Fight of the Night honors. Smith is very powerful in his striking, and he also has great groundwork. His records sport 13 KOs, 10 submissions, only leaving 2 of his bouts by decision.
185 and a hook for Anthony Lionheart Smith. And his opponent, Elvis Mutapcic.
In 2000, Elvis Mutapcic left war-torn Bosnia and came to the United States. Now living and training out of Iowa, Mutapcic has won 7 of his last 10 bouts with 9 first-round stoppages. He says his favorite grappling technique is, quote, takedown via knockout.
185, the official weight for Elvis Mutapcic.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. You can catch the next 4 prelim bouts on FS1 tomorrow, starting with strawweights Jamie Moyle and Kylan Curran. Champ, why don't you get us started on Jamie Moyle?
Well, definitely, Jamie Moyle is coming out here at the UFC debut. She wants to go out there and make a great impression. Looking to show a very, very strong showing in the first outing out there in the UFC. She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, loves her rear naked chokes, and she said her favorite striking technique is throwing hands.
115 pounds for Jamie Moyle. And her opponent making her 5th UFC appearance, Kylan Curran.
Kylan Curran made quite an impression on the strawweight division when she snagged Fight of the Night honors in her bout with Paige Van Zandt, her very first UFC fight. She says she's most proud, however, to be the first female UFC fighter to represent Hawaii.
That was a great scrap she had with Paige.
Amazing.
116, the official weight for Kylan Curran.
Tyron, why don't you color your hair like that?
I was just thinking that no matter what happens, you have to pay attention to her hair right now.
Also, of course, we have to remind people Jamie Moyle was on The Ultimate Fighter season 23 as well, so good luck to her.
All right, our next prelim is in the UFC's lightweight division. Maestro Dong Hyun Kim versus Brendan Badger O'Reilly.
A former horse trainer, Australia's Brendan O'Reilly started boxing at the age of 15. Add to that Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling state championship titles, and O'Reilly has a skill set that makes him dangerous anywhere the fight goes.
Nice hat there, brother.
Going with the cowboy look.
155, the official weight for Brendan O'Reilly. And his opponent is Maestro Dong Hyun Kim.
No, Tyron, that's not the Dong Hyun Kim that you knocked out in Macau, but he is from South Korea and he is a judo black belt. Kim still relatively new to the UFC roster, and this is a very important fight for him. Kim has been knocked out in his last 2 fights, and this lightweight division isn't getting any easier at all, man.
I thought it was going to be him.
155 and a half, the official weight for Dong Hyun Kim.
I'm like, did he drop down the lightweight?
All right, next up in the UFC bantamweight division, Rob Font versus Matt Danger Schnell.
Matt Schnell is a teammate of mine of American Top Team, but not only that, he spent some time at my personal academy, ATT Evolution, in St. Louis, Missouri. Kid is very well-rounded, very hard-working, great work ethic. He's not a man of many words, but he looks to show some danger in the octagon.
135.5 for Matt Schnell. And his opponent, please welcome the Massachusetts native, Vaughn.
Rob Font's MMA journey began in a rather unusual way. He was delivering pizzas to some guys involved in jiu-jitsu. It piqued his interest. He joined the gym a week later, and the rest is history. Font has won 11 of his last 12 bouts with 6 first-round finishes.
Did you offer Matt Schnell the Kenny Florian picture on Tough Talk?
I didn't. Otherwise, he would have taken it.
Oh, I think he was there when Pettis was here, and we gave it to him.
Yes.
Still can't believe he didn't keep it.
It's a shame, really.
And that brings us to our featured prelim in the featherweight division. Maynard versus Ryan Hall.
Well, Ryan is a fighter I've been working with a lot over the last few years, so I know him very well. Ryan is one of the most accomplished American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitors out there. He is the Tough 22 champion.
145, the official weight for Ryan Hall.
And he's also a guy that I believe will take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the next level here in the octagon.
UFC lightweight title challenger, Maynard.
Maynard is a long-time competitor. As I remember from the Big 10 versus Big 12 rivalry days, he was wrestling at Michigan State, him and Sugar Rashad Evans, so I just remember how competitive.
145.5, the official weight for Maynard.
How competitive he was as an athlete, going down a different division. If he was a bully at 155, I can't wait to see what he does at featherweight.
He's going to want to try to keep Ryan off his back, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Fox Sports Desk. Just the 6-fight main card is left to weigh, and kicking it off, our flyweights Ryan Benoit and Brandon Moreno. Ken Flo, what can you tell us about the babyface Benoit?
Well, first of all, this is such a great fight. Benoit is very exciting. This is a guy who has a very strong wrestling and striking background. He's known for his right hand and his rear naked choke, so I love that. He likes to get off to a quick start, so watch for that tomorrow night. Both of these guys very explosive early.
$125.5 for Ryan Benoit. And his opponent, Brandon Moreno.
One thing for sure, Brandon Moreno gained a fan in me as he competed against Louis Mocha while the show was still going on. Somebody to come out there with that type of mindset, the octagon jitters we all talk about, he showed none of those. He went out there, earned himself a performance bonus, and he had nothing but fun. He was smiles.
126, the official weight for the Assassin Baby.
Smiles on top of smiles, underneath smiles, on side of smiles.
Now, once again, DC named him McLovin, right? He basically said he's McLovin. We also really do have the battle of the babies, the Assassin Baby versus Babyface Benoit.
Who let those kids up there? Who let those kids? Are they the proper age?
Our next fight is in the bantamweight division. Sara McMann versus Alexis Davis. First fighter to the scale, we welcome back Alexis Davis.
Well, folks, obviously you guys remember Alexis Davis did have a shot at the title with Ronda Rousey. She had a very swift knockout loss to that, though, but has said, you know, she's had quite a long layoff. Really looking forward to getting her name back in the mix.
135 for Alexis Davis.
Making weight there, and obviously, you know, it's so hard with the title changing hands.
World title challenger number 7 in the world, Sara McMann.
Women's freestyle wrestling Olympic silver medalist Sara McMann is no stranger to tough competition. She has faced 3 of the champions in the bantamweight division in Tate, Rousey, and Nunes. In addition to being a very high-level athlete and a mother, McMann has a master's degree in mental health counseling.
The official weight for Sara McMann.
Welcome to the gun show.
Gun show is here.
All right, moving on now to the UFC's light heavyweight division. Ewok, the Hulk Kutelaba versus Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier.
Jared is from Anchorage, Alaska, and I think if you're from there, it's almost a prerequisite that you're going to be pretty dang tough. Jared fits in his training after a 10-hour shift at work where he is a federal employee for the FAA. He believes Kutulaba's style is perfect for him because he believes he's the better striker with excellent footwork.
And his name is Killer Gorilla, so you have to watch.
Love it.
204 for Jared Cannonier as he makes his UFC light heavyweight debut. And his opponent, the Hulk, Ewok Kutulaba.
Despite being the 8th youngest fighter on the UFC roster, Moldova's Ion Kutulaba has racked up some impressive statistics. He has 9 wins via knockout, 10 first-round stoppages, and interestingly enough, both of his submission wins have come via omoplata.
This is exactly why I don't have kale.
I mean, yeah, too much.
205 and a hope, the official weight for Hyun.
Now, he did this the last fight as well. He got painted up. He does really embody that Hulk nickname.
That is a commitment right there.
Big time.
He must not be cutting much weight.
Got time. That's actually
It's an interesting tan, I gotta say.
He could be doing the hot bath with
Kenny,
green dot.
are you green with envy?
Oh, man, yeah, exactly. Wow.
All right, next up, a feature bout in the UFC welterweight division. Jake, the Juggernaut Ellenberger versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Jorge Masvidal, this kid, man, he is one of the best boxers in the sport of mixed martial arts. Extremely slick, extremely fast with his hands, and always looking to put on a great fight for the fans.
171, the official weight for Gamebred.
Work it.
And his opponent is ranked 15th in the world. Please welcome Jake Ellenberger.
Well, a lot like Masvidal, Ellenberger is a very experienced veteran of the UFC who has one-punch knockout power and very solid wrestling skills. He has big wins over guys like Josh Koscheck, Jake Shields, Nate Marquardt, and Matt Brown. This should be a great fight between 2 excellent welterweights.
These guys have been around the block for a long time.
Absolutely.
Tyron's going to be watching closely, that's for sure.
170 and a half, the official weight
So
for
much
Jake
power in that
Ellenberger.
right hand of Jake's. I really like this fight. Gamebred said Ellenberger was easy money.
Well, we'll have to see. We will see tomorrow.
Masvidal is never shy.
To the co-main event in the UFC flyweight division. The Ultimate Fighter coaches Joseph Benavidez and Henry the Messenger Cejudo.
Well, Henry Cejudo is one of the most impressive athletes you'll ever see. As a teenager, he was already training with the USA men's freestyle national team, and at 21 years old, he became an Olympic gold medalist. Just unbelievable stuff. Henry is a very good striker as well, with fast hands and solid Muay Thai. As a coach of this season of The Ultimate Fighter, we know how badly he's been waiting to fight tomorrow night.
125 and a half, the official weight for Henry Cejudo. And his opponent is the #1 ranked flyweight contender in the world, Joseph Benavidez.
But speaking about being around the block once or twice, Joseph Benavidez has been around for a very long time, is regarded as one of the top flyweights in the world. He's obviously taken on Henry Cejudo, who he has not been the most friendly with, so I'm excited to see how this rivalry take part in the octagon.
$125 and a half for Joseph Benavidez.
Let's see the stare down.
There we go.
Oh, it's getting there. They're trying to see who's going to be the first to blink.
So in your book, Joe won the stare down, right? Because Henry looked away first? Oh! That's...
All right, with that backdrop, it is now time to take a closer look at the 2 men who will compete tomorrow night for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World.
I successfully defended my title 8 times.
That's it. Unbelievable. He has the most complete game I've ever seen, ever.
And
still.
My stats speak for themselves.
Demetrius Johnson.
I'm just a better fighter than Tim Elliott.
The odds are against him. When you beat so many guys for so long, eventually you're gonna lose. You're bound to lose. Somebody's gonna catch you. You know, the better fighter doesn't always win the fight. All I have to do is perform well on one day, and if I do that, I can become a world champion.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson is without a doubt the greatest fighter in the history of mixed martial arts. I don't think there's a single fighter that's been able to dominate people the way he has inside the octagon.
Great Muay Thai by the champ.
That's it! Wow! His wrestling is excellent. His striking is excellent. His submissions are excellent. He literally has no weaknesses.
He's the greatest champion ever, but he can be beaten. He has been beaten, and he will be beaten again. It is a great feeling to, you know, to have once been fired by the UFC, and then now I won the show, and I'm getting a chance to fight for a world title. It makes me feel great. I feel like my previous fights in the UFC, they're helping me prepare for this moment, and I know that I can compete with anybody. My game plan is to make it ugly. I don't want it to be a contest of who has better technique. I want it to be a knockdown, drag-out war, a bloody, ugly fight.
I don't worry about what my opponent's gonna do. I just worry about what I'm gonna do. I'm just going in there and fighting my fight. My goal is always to go out there and put somebody away.
The thing is I have nothing to lose. I'm not gonna stop fighting when I get tired. I'm not gonna stop fighting when I'm hurt. I'm gonna be right in his face the whole time, and that makes me a bad matchup for DJ. His time is up.
I fought the best of this division. It's just another opponent. Just another number. On to the next. Good luck.
Fighter to the scale, the challenger and the ultimate fighter, season 24.
Is there a nicer guy than Tim Elliott?
Elliott?
Is there a cooler dad than Tim Elliott? I'd say no way. Tim has had perhaps the most impressive performance that I've seen out of any of the Ultimate Fighter seasons. After all the champions were assembled for this season, only he was standing at the end of it. There he is getting on the scale.
Right on the championship weight, 125 for Tim Elliott.
And he looks huge already.
Yeah,
wow, he has put back on some weight for sure.
And
very happy because of it.
is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion,
Demetrius Mighty Mouse. What are you stopping this guy?
I mean,
You know, he's had nearly a perfect career. You want to give me a chance before you hop on the scale?
124.5, the official weight for DJ.
He's so fast to the scale, I can't even get out. I can't even get your accolades out.
Here we go. Here we go. And folks should know, Tim Elliott never looks his opponent in the eye in the stare down, so he's not a thing really personal against DJ.
See, I didn't know that. I thought he was just trying to know.
All right, Vegas, here he is, man of the moment, the challenger, Tim Elliott. Congratulations on winning the Ultimate Fighter. Your thoughts on the eve of the biggest moment of your professional life?
Man, I'm just happy to be here. I love to fight. This is what I like to do, and I get paid to do it, so I couldn't be happier.
There he is, folks. Big opportunity tomorrow night. Tim Elliott. All right, and here he is, the consensus best pound-for-pound mixed martial arts athlete on the planet, Demetrius Johnson. Good to see you as always, my man. Your thoughts on this challenge in front of you as you try to make it 9 consecutive title defenses?
It's a great challenge. First off, thank you everybody for coming out. After party's at LAX. I'm just gonna go out there and fight, and hopefully we get number 9.
All the best, champ. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once more. UFC flyweight king, Demetrius Johnson. All right, that is it for today, folks. Thank you all so much for coming out. We'll see you for the fights tomorrow night.
All right, thank you so much, John Anik. Welcome back to Los Angeles. They're really a study of contrast there. Elliott, I felt like I could literally see the adrenaline going through him, but the champ cool.
Among the UFC's 12 current champions, none have dominated their division like flyweight king Demetrius Johnson. December 3rd, he puts his belt on the line in Las Vegas as Mighty Mouse faces the